Good morning, all you beautiful people. Welcome to tutorial number 7. And today we're gonna be making a leg for our Lego man. I'm super excited about this one because you know what? I am a leg man. So let's get on with it. So create new. And you know what? We're gonna do a little bit of cheat here. Let's go to part design. You would usually create a new body, but you know what? Here's a little trick. Let's just create a new sketch and check that out. It automatically makes a body for us. So I want to go to my right plane. So click to the right, which is our YZ plane. Click on here, of course. Click OK. Now let's use our polyline tool. And what's really cool about this tool is it's got a couple modes. So let's start working with this. Let's start about down here. We'll go over, and I'm purposely making sure I don't have anything vertical or horizontal. When you get here, click your M key once and then drag over. See this? Click it again. Click it the third time and look at that. Now we got an arch. So now I could just go like this. And of course, now I'm selected. Hit M again. Hit M again. I'll go down. We'll go over. And you know what? At this point, we want to go back here. And look at that. We kind of got our shape, but not quite. So you know what? We can use constraints, of course, to fix this up. So let's do a horizontal constraint, and we'll start with our two lines that are horizontal, this guy, and of course this guy. And of course, now we want to do a vertical constraint. So we have three vertical constraints here. This guy, and this guy. We kind of can see our shape here, which is pretty neat. Of course, I can take this and I can move things over, and we're not fully constrained because we're lacking dimensions. Before we start with dimensions, I want to lock this into the center. I want to make this the middle of my sketch. So let's grab this guy here, click him here, and click here. And now this guy's the center. This guy's kind of the star, right? Everything will revolve around this dimension. So let's click our diameter. And our diameter here is, of course, 7 millimeters. And you can see this will try to adjust and it'll always do funky things. And so next dimension that I kind of want to add is, let's add this shoe. So I want to go to my vertical. And this dimension is 3.2 millimeters. Let's keep working on our vertical dimensions. And I'm going to use this one. So let's hit the formula here. Very top to very bottom is 14.72 millimeters. The next thing I want to do is subtract half the height of our circle, which is our radius. So we gave it a diameter of 7. So of course our radius is 7 divided by 2. And of course that will give us a height of 11.22. Okay, click OK. And now we got our perfect height. I know the depth of this, so let's give this a horizontal. And the distance on this guy is 5.63. There you go. I know the total one down here, but I also know this guy right here. So I can either give it one or the other. So let's give it this guy, which is 2.2 millimeters. And now you can see that the sketch is completely constrained. But you know what? I want to see this just for my reference. It just looks good. I mean, it feels like it's missing a dimension by not having that. So of course you can click here to make these blue. And you know what? We can give it a horizontal right here. And as you can tell, it will give me the measurement of 7.83 millimeters. You might notice that this is 7.83 millimeters. Well, I wanted this to be 7.86 millimeters. So there's ways I could do this. I can either adjust this measurement here, or I can add the difference to this measurement. But you know what? I want to do it right through this one. So there's a quick solution. If I click this guy here, and I click this button, I've just converted him over to be a blue measurement. So he's not constraining anymore. And you can see that this broke that. But then I can double click on this guy and actually give him the measurement I want. So 7.86. And as soon as I give him a measurement, he'll go to be a constraint and it will add it onto there because that constraint's already picked. Pretty cool, huh? That's the hard part done, guys. Let's get on to the easy stuff. We're going to use a little bit of hot pad action. Yeah, I really like that saying from the last video. And I want this to be centered because later on when we're adding our two holes here, I kind of want that center line to reference. To do that, we're going to use a symmetric plane. And just to show you that again, right? So that will give me a line right down the middle, which is awesome. That's exactly what I want. Let me just move that here. And the dimension is 7.18 millimeters. And there you go. We have our leg here. Let's get rid of the origin. If you remember, a little bit of a cutout, that 0.3 millimeters. So we're going to have to get that going. So click on the edge here. Of course, make a sketch. Now we're sketching on that. We know this is the center. This is exactly why I chose this, because I knew I was going to have to do this. Snap it to the middle. Put that out. And now, don't forget to put this back to constraint mode. And let's give that our 7 millimeters. Beautiful. Just to be a little different, let's give it a little bit of a bigger dimension. Let's go 7.1. And the reason that I gave it a 7.1 is because if you look at a real Lego man, this line here, this cutout doesn't come to the middle. So I think what they did is when they designed it, they gave it a 0.1 difference. Now, some of you keen-eye individuals might be saying, you just put the cutout on the wrong side. Yes, I made that mistake. This isn't supposed to be a right leg. This is supposed to be a left leg. Now you can say you can flip the peg leg around, no harm, no foul. But I'll show you how we can fix this issue. You don't have to redraw. Notice how this is called sketch 1. Well, if you rotate this over and select this surface, there's a function here, right there, named set the support of a sketch. So basically we can move the sketch over to another plane. It's selected already. We'll click it here and it says which sketch do you want to move here? And I'll say sketch 1. It asks me, attachment settings. I just usually use the default. Click OK. And now you can see our sketch has now flipped. It's no longer there. It's now right here. So of course, to cut this out, we'll use our pocket. It's our trusted go-to. And of course, we want 0.3 millimeters. Click OK. And there you go. So we got that done. There's another hard part gone.